Episode 20, Full Moon, Saturday Night. It's a full moon, Saturday night, in the spring of Chicago. Dr. Green is pondering to himself, and standing in the trauma room. Menacingly. No, but seriously, this is such a cool-ass intro. If you couldn't already tell, Green is still deeply affected by the events of the last episode. Combine that with his crippling marriage, and you have an emotional wreck. Dr. Lewis very kindly covers Green's night shift.
Take tonight off, I'll get someone to cover for you. If we get in trouble, I'll have someone page you.
Yeah, okay. Thanks.
The patient goes absolutely fucking mental in the trauma room, straight out of a scene of Frankenstein.
Full moon Saturday night.
Cool.
Chen and Carter are as competitive towards each other as ever.
You think you've done enough to get high honors?
I don't know. I don't count.
You should. I do.
Dr. Green is in a bad mood and doesn't want to talk to this random passerby.
Excuse me. Friendly place.
Later, the passerby turns out to be a new doctor in County Hospital, and after being given some rather unflattering remarks, he helps save a patient.
Oh, Moonlighter's here! Spandex, nice look.
There you go.
Why don't you stand there, glove up, and get your butt over here?
Afterwards, he reveals himself to be the new head of the ER, William Swift. I don't think he can beat Phil Swift, though.
I'm William Swift, your new ER chief. I'm taking over from David Morgenstern.
Benton yells at Taglieri for letting out his mother when he doesn't think she's ready. Tag argues that Benton has to be realistic considering his mother's state and age.
I will take my mother home and care for myself if I have to.
She's not going home.
Where the hell she is.
Peter checks up on his mother and sees her restrained up in the bed. He immediately unties her. After finding Jeannie and asking her why could she let this happen to her, Jeannie reveals that she was the one who requested the restraints after she kept crawling out of her bed.
Don't bother to come back.
What?
I don't want your help.
Peter, she needs to be restrained.
A woman comes in with stomach pain and she's really into astrology.
Are you by any chance a Gemini?
Yeah.
When's your birthday?
June 4th.
Year?
You know, I don't.
1970.
Yeah.
Time of birth?
For that, you're gonna have to ask my mother.
What's her number?
And a man comes in with constant hiccups which have so far lasted for 2 days.
Drinking ice water.
Tickling, breathing into a bag, scary movies.
I haven't slept in 2 nights.
We're getting married in 2 weeks. Will you be alright?
Carter comes back with a pregnancy test for the astrology woman earlier and is positive, but the woman thinks that there may be something else at play. Also, I love how seriously Carter looks like she's taking this girl explaining his astrology prediction, like as if Saturn aligning Jupiter will make his fucking head explode. A cherry bomb just exploded in the bin.
Oh my god!
Cherry bomb in the trash can.
Ross goes to work after sleeping with Diane Leeds. A man pulled.
I'm getting beat.
While Green is getting paged for his next shift, he's too busy being an epic gamer. This makes a bad first impression on new ER chief William Swift, or as he's later nicknamed, and this is no joke, Wild Willie. To be honest, I think Green should just continue gaming. Chen and Carter treat a man's finger.
It's a guy who's really drunk, smashed his finger in a car door, and he's pawing at me. He also smells terrible.
And you have a problem with it?
I can hardly wait to get out of the ER.
Chen, showing incredible genius, sets fire to a patient's finger.
Wait! Didn't anybody ever tell you ethyl chloride is flammable? Damn.
I'm really sorry. Please don't tell anyone, okay?
Not so smart after all, huh? The doctors so far embarrassed themselves during Swift's presentation, and after 1 hour and 47 minutes, Green finally makes it for Swift's presentation. after it ends.
Dr. Bagel, come right in.
Man, you're in trouble. Wild Willie's on a tear.
Wild Willie?
Benton also finds out that his mother crawled out of a hospital bed.
I'm here. Are you in any pain, Ma?
No.
Okay.
The astrology girls revealed to her both the entry year to pregnancy and an ectopic pregnancy, meaning that she has twins. But the ectopic one has to be surgically removed, otherwise it could kill her and the babies.
I'm having a baby, and I'm gonna be just fine.
There's some dude who's treated by Nurse Hathaway, who believes that he is a werewolf.
Violet! Never turn your back on a werewolf.
The hiccup guys revealed to have been cured of his hiccups, but much worse news revealed that he has symptoms for AIDS, and that he has to answer some difficult questions.
In cases like these, in which an apparently healthy young individual like yourself has such an unusual illness, we need to consider the causes. Have you ever used IV drugs?
Never.
Have you had high-risk sexual contact? Unprotected sex with men, prostitutes?
What are you suggesting I have AIDS?
Green and Ross reflect on Wild Willie, and Doug catches Mark daydreaming, probably due to his lack of sleep. Doug asks Mark to let the OB case go.
If you killed a patient, you wouldn't be upset?
You didn't kill her, Mark. You did everything you could to save her.
Tell that to her husband. A year from now, that little boy will be taking his first step, and his mother won't be there. His mother will never be there.
Carter takes part in an interesting case, where he performs an internal cardiac massage on a patient. Afterwards, he flexes it to Chen.
Did you shave that scalp all by yourself?
Uh-huh. What have you been up to?
Oh, internal cardiac massage. See you later.
Jen finds Mark sitting in a train station bench after several hours. He reassures Mark despite their grievances with each other.
People die, Mark. You do the best you can. You're human.
I'm not supposed to be.
Sure you are. You're the only one who doesn't know it.
The hiccup guy's fiancée talks to Dr. Lewis, and she suspects that he might not have been honest with her and got her infected with AIDS.
Who'd thought a case of hiccups would turn out like this?
Wild Willie, Jesus Christ, seems to be very impressed with Dr. Lewis's skills as a doctor, even in disbelief at the fact that she's only a second-year resident.
You thought of applying for chief resident?
I'm only second year.
Really? That's all.
And the staff jams some tunes.
Let's twist and shout for Susan.
Carter, did you do that?
Obama, hamburger, sussy balls. Lil Mosey is white, sussy balls. EDP, 445 balls. I like 13.
Episode 21, House of Cards. Carter and Chen find out that the sub-intern books are due a week earlier than announced. This causes them to both be more competitive with each other than before. Carter seems to be in the lead though.
It's not fair. You have been here longer. You've done more procedures than I have.
Still a few I haven't done yet.
How many intubations have you done?
4 or 5.
Chest tubes?
Lost count. Did a femoral cut down yesterday.
You didn't.
Oh, but I did.
Dr. Swift lets Dr. Green know about his liking for him in subtle ways.
Dr. Green, what's your diagnosis?
Probable gastroenteritis.
Stomach flu. Why are you ordering $1,000 worth of tests?
Rule out appendicitis.
It's ruled out, trust me.
He has pain in the right lower quadrant.
And so would you if you were full of gas.
Benton breaks the unfortunate news to her mother that she's not going back to her home, but to a nursing home.
Jackie and I and the doctors think you need more care than we can give you. You need to have someone around all the time to make sure that you're okay. We found this great place, the Melville home.
We'll make it just as nice as your house, Mama.
Yeah. Jackie's gonna make you curtains.
Yellow stripes, Mama, your favorite.
Do I have to go, Peter?
Yeah, Ma. You do.
Chen gets increasingly jealous over Carter when he's seen doing the central line on the patient.
Now leave enough guide wire at the end so you can pull it back through.
You're doing a central line?
Yep.
Dr. Swift arranges for Green to present his case of Jody O'Brien at the M&M conference today, despite him still being shook from the incident.
I'd like you to present it at the case conference today.
Today?
2 o'clock.
I need time to prepare.
No, you don't.
You know what happened.
Green chastises and yells at her patient for leaving against medical advice, because she's sick and could pass on an infection to her children and family.
Who matters is your family, Mrs. Salazar. I don't care if you're illegal. I just want to make sure your kids are okay.
They're fine.
You are going to infect every person you come in contact with. Your children, husband, the people you work with.
Dr. Green?
Your family at home needs to come in and be seen in this hospital.
Mark.
This sudden aggressiveness is probably due to Mark wanting to be more careful with his patients as to not repeat the mistake he made last time. A patient, Dr. Lewis says, looks in her bag to give her the number of her psychiatrist, but she brings out something a lot more.
Yikes. Oh, 6 hour 228. 9mm double action 13 round clip. Little heavy, but lethal.
Would you mind if I gave this to security just for now?
Not at all. I've still got the Beretta.
Peter gives his mother his goodbyes before being sent out to a nursing home.
I love you, man.
We're ready?
Carter pours some water for a patient because she's thirsty. Later, Benton tells Carter off for it because that patient was MPO and scheduled for gallbladder surgery. As a result, he picks Chen to do surgery with him. 1 point for Chen.
To the OR. Really?
Dr. Green is finally presenting his case from Jody O'Brien in an M&M conference in front of an auditorium. Basically, he's being put on the doctor's version of a trial.
Have you had a chance to review the ultrasound findings?
I missed the placental abruption.
Did you know what you were looking for?
The AFI and biophysical profile were excellent. There was a normal fundal placement.
Yet she abrupted.
I had no clinical reason to be suspicious. There was no vaginal bleeding, shock, abdominal pain, or fetal distress.
In a surprise twist, Swift defends Green against all the other residents criticizing him.
What qualifies you to manage high-risk OB in an ER?
We're not here to question Dr. Green's training. Stick to the case.
Why a C-section in an ER?
Baby was hypoxic and bradycardic. Had to do it in minutes or we ran the risk of brain damage.
How many crash C-sections have you done?
I've scrubbed in on several.
Oh, and that qualified
I
you?
give Dr. Green credit for crashing her when he did.
Also, I love that Carter gave a subtle nod to Green. That's genuinely adorable. Swift congratulates Green for a successful defense, but Green isn't too receptive of this sudden personality change.
I'm supposed to feel some sense of relief? Is that it? I gotta get back to work. By the way, that stomach flu this morning, the next time you disagree with my diagnosis, don't do it in front of the patient.
Doug Ross's relationship with Diana Lee's and her son Jake continues. Doug ends up buying a bike for Jake.
18-speed grip, twist, shifter, hyper, sprocket, drive, and a lot of other stuff I know nothing about. Hey, come here. You ride bike, you wear a helmet.
Where's your helmet?
Chen is ordered to put an IV in a patient. Pretty simple procedure, right? But after finding out that none of his veins are suitable for one, Nurse Wendy gets Dr. Lewis to do a central line. But a sneaky thought pops up in Chen's head.
I'll get Dr. Lewis.
What for?
He hasn't got a vein left anywhere. He's gonna need a central line.
Due to the fact that Carter had already done a central line and Chen is still trying to one-up Carter, she decides that she is perfectly capable of doing a central line herself, but it goes tits up.
It's fine, look. Oh my god. Where's the...
What's wrong, Dad?
Oh my god. What's going on? Where's the guide wire?
You lost the wire? Dad, where is it?
There it is. Cath lab stat.
What happened? Dad, what
I
happened?
need a cath lab. Two open. Fine. Come on, Carter, move.
We're gonna need to put a line in and snare it. Get a fluoroscope. And order an echo.
Call transport to take him out.
Don't move around, Mr.
Deb?
Keep still. Give me a hand.
Deb, wait a minute. Deb, wait!
Benton orders Carter to find Chen.
Where's Chen?
I have no idea.
Well, I don't care how you do it. Find her. Swift wants to talk to her.
How's the patient doing?
Well, we got the wire out, that's what you mean. But whether or not we'll be sued is another story.
Peter visits his mother in a nursing home.
Do you still want to be a doctor?
Ma, I am a doctor.
Your talent is God's gift to you. What you do with it is your gift back to God.
While going home, Susan bumps into her sister, Chloe, standing outside the door of her apartment, 8 months pregnant and homeless.
Oh, sorry. Chloe?
Carter goes to some posh food event where he meets up and talks with Chen. She talks about how she wants to give up being a doctor due to the lack of empathy she feels with her patients.
You think about treating patients. You take the time to talk to them. You listen to them. You care. I'll wait to tell my folks afterwards. Mother will throw up. Should be fun.
This is the last we see of Chen for quite a long while. Chloe talks about what led her to her current situation. Susan ends up reassuring Chloe.
I'm scared, Susie. Don't worry, Chloe. Don't worry. We'll be okay. We'll be okay.
Episode 22. Men plan, God laughs. Benton is growing ever more concerned about his mother's care when he realizes the work isn't letting her interact with other residents.
You promised hydrotherapy. You said you had full-time staff.
We'll do more when she's ready.
What do I have to do? Do I have to come down here and supervise it myself?
Dr. Benton, your mother broke her hip. She won't heal overnight.
Seeing as how Benton is unable to take care of his mother, he goes above and beyond in using the energy to help every patient that he sees.
Well done, Peter.
Call ortho?
You saved his leg.
Yeah, well, legs are something I can save today.
Mark's life falls apart more with his marriage crumbling bit by bit. Dr. Swift tells Dr. Lewis that he wants Mark to work 2 hours after his shift, but Mark refuses since he's going to Milwaukee to visit his daughter who he's seeing less and less now.
You know, I remember when we used to fight, I wouldn't talk for a couple days, but I always knew that things would work out. This time I'm not so sure.
Carter is wondering if his surgical sub-internship application will be accepted. Carol suggests taking an ER sub-internship if it doesn't work out.
I heard they raised the board's failure rate.
What? Carter, Dr. Ben needs you for.
Yeah, it went up to 10%.
What, 7 students failed last year?
7?
Yeah.
After Dr. Swift asks Dr. Green directly to work overtime for a survey, he sure declines in his face. This doesn't help better terms for both of them. Also, this doesn't really help Green's case if he wants to be attending soon. But honestly, Wild Willie can just take his Wild Willie out of Green's face and fuck himself with it. That's such a gross analogy.
I have personal business.
Personal? Since when does a resident have personal life?
I'm sorry. I do, tonight.
Well, I guess I'll do it myself.
Screw him. Do what you have to do.
Susan treats her sister Chloe pretty nicely considering the events that happened before, but she's still cautious and doesn't want to get carried away. Keep in mind she's also pregnant.
Why are you being so nice to me?
Because you're not going to screw up anymore, right?
A guy comes in claiming to have loss of pain. He also says that he's an ecologist, but test results show that he is a massive fake.
Your test results aren't good.
What?
You know the differential diagnosis. You have an aplastic bicystic renal neoplasm.
No, it couldn't be that.
You're right. Because there's no such thing. The blood in your urine was from a chicken.
There's some kind of mistake.
But your story's so good, we ought to give you any painkiller you want.
But then you'd only be back for more. What'd you do, read medical textbooks?
I'm a doctor.
You're a drug addict looking for Demerol. Connie, what did the cops do trying to get drugs like this? Mr. Strong, stop! Mr. Strong!
Is that the new spring fashion?
A man and his wife bring the baby in. Their father suspects that their kid has a heart problem, considering how it runs in this family. Later, he turns out to be correct, and Green arranges for the baby to have open heart surgery.
8 weeks old and they have to cut his heart open.
It's a common operation.
Yeah, well then do it to somebody else. I'm sorry. I want everything to be okay.
It's not your fault. Okay. It just happens.
Doug and Diane's relationship gets more serious when he starts to hang out with her son Jake more, but Jake catches Doug bumped into one of his old flings.
Do you go out with her or something?
I used to.
But not now.
Listen, Jay, you know what flirting is?
Yeah?
Well, that's what she was doing. People do it all the time, and it doesn't mean a thing.
Peter starts to be more infatuated and interested in Jeannie, and she ends up asking him over for dinner.
I got a break at 7. You want to grab dinner?
I don't know.
It's just dinner.
Okay.
A girl with diabetes is treated in hospital. It is revealed that she didn't take her insulin medicine. She explains that she's tired of being sick and wants to be normal.
You have an illness. You want to pretend you don't. Where's that gonna get you?
No.
You have to accept the way things are. So maybe you won't be exactly like everybody else, but if you don't take your insulin, you'll die.
After Benson is finished explaining to the patient, Carter is surprised about how much more hardworking and empathetic he is lately.
The way you talked to her, that was great.
2:30. I have to do a hydrocele.
Dr. Ross visits a psychiatrist who has a consequence for hitting a patient, and a psychiatrist he visits is certainly something.
You want to lose your temper? Go pop a guy in a bar.
Are you suggesting that I hit someone?
I'm suggesting you don't do it at work, or they'll fire your ass. My report will say you had a bad week. You're a pediatrician, thus you're particularly sensitive to child abuse. Now, say you'll never do it again.
I'll never do it again.
Good. Or you could really mess up your life. Thanks for stopping by.
Carter asks Dr. Green for his recommendation ER sub-internship, since he's sure that he won't get in a surgical one.
Carter, you might have noticed that a recommendation from me might not be very helpful right now.
I'd like it anyway.
Sure, you bet.
Huh?
Dr. Ross and Dr. Benton present a case of a kid with a life-threatening brain problem to a neurosurgeon. He says that he can't handle a case like this and sends him to another hospital. Later, Benton goes truly above and beyond for this kid so that he can tell him.
What's Benton doing?
Out looking for Dr. Dyer. It's about his mother, though. Figures if he can't make her better, then he'll fix everything else.
Carter, I think you took one too many psych classes.
Doug expresses to Diane that he wants them to stay together for a long time and truly commit. Could this be the end of Doug's Playboy era?
Diane, I don't know. I hope we're together a long time. Maybe grow old together.
Maybe.
Carter leads the ER team in treating a critical patient. His leadership skills impress Dr. Swift.
Well done. Good teachers.
Who?
Dr. Benton, Dr. Green, Dr. Lewis.
Which one's the best?
They're all good.
Benton finally finds the kid and tells him about the operation to remove his brain aneurysm. He reassures him in the process.
Like I could die?
Yeah, you could die. That's not gonna happen.
After returning back to county, Benton finds out that Carter did his charts for him while he was away. Benton shows his gratefulness in his own way.
Yeah, well, thank you.
Excuse me?
I said thank you.
I know. I just wanted to hear you say it twice.
I'll see you in the morning, Carter.
Green finally spends time with his daughter, Rachel. As Rachel goes to bed, Mark and Jen have a much-needed talk about the future, more specifically about Mark seeing Rachel. Also, since Mark is now confident about getting an attending position at county, he plans to move into Milwaukee so they can see his daughter more.
No, I mean, I'll get a place here. I'll commute. I want to raise my daughter.
You'll commute?
I'm not going to get that attending job. I'll try and find a job here.
That's what you want to do.
Peter and Jeannie have dinner together. Peter thanks her for helping him and his mother for the past few months.
I wouldn't be getting through this thing if it wasn't for you.
I think Peter Benton can get through just about anything.
You used to think so.
Episode 23, Love Among Ruins. Mark tries his attempt at fixing his marriage with Jen, hoping that him moving to Milwaukee is what fixes it.
Jen, we've been sharing the same bed for a week.
Not ready yet, Mark.
A patient recommends a dating program for Dr. Lewis, while getting treated by her. While scrolling through the pictures of the successful couples in his book, Dr. Lewis spots an old face.
Oh my God.
Well, you know Dr. Deal?
I used to.
This lady owns a chain of mortuaries. Big bucks.
She's fine.
Oh, yeah.
Clean the cut. I'll have Carter stitch him up.
Something's wrong?
That's her old boyfriend.
Oh.
Dr. Swift scares some drunks away.
Hey, you. Huh? You get a donut? See you next time. Simple pleasures.
Meanwhile, Dr. Swift talks to Carter about his ER sub-internship application. Unluckily, Benson is also here and he looks very disappointed in him.
I wasn't aware Mr. Carter had applied for an ER sub-internship.
Yeah, it's just sort of a backup.
The dating program guy from before gets treated by Carter and he adds him to the book.
Hey, you fix me up, I'll put you in for free. So, John, tell me your turn-ons.
Carol is getting stressed for a wedding and it is coming soon. While Tag and Carol get on the elevator, Tag recognizes Diane leaves and they turn out to be old friends. But an awkward silence comes next when it's revealed that Diane is dating Doug Ross.
Diane and Doug Ross are going out, am I right?
Yes, we are.
Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah.
After that, Carol invites Diane to her wedding. Maybe not such a wise decision considering that she's bringing Ross with her.
Why did you do that? Now she's gonna bring Ross.
I don't know, it just popped out.
Green and Swift clash heads while treating a patient in the trauma room. Swift then takes over.
Nasal airway's okay for now.
This bed needs intubation.
Want to clear a C-spine first.
That's the wrong choice. Tube him now.
Want to see an X-ray?
I'm not going to argue with you.
Ross has to go at Green for wanting to lose a potential attending position over some petty fights with Swift.
Tell me that you didn't just get into a pissing match with Swift and walk out of a trauma.
I did.
So what do you want to do? You want to just throw the attending job out the window?
It's already gone, Doug. You know, I don't even really care.
Are you kidding, Mark? You worked 7 years for this job. If you lose it over this petty crap, buddy, you're a fool.
Carter talks to his old teacher who's visiting the ER for a hand laceration while Benson's treating him. He reveals some interesting details about Carter.
I'll never forget that dressage exhibition you put on senior year at prep. The way you pranced that horse around the ring. It was like a ballet. What kind of horse was that?
Icelandic pony.
White, wasn't it?
I can't believe you remember.
It made an impression. And the name. You'd given it a peculiar name. What was it?
Marigold.
That's right. Marigold.
Hathaway struggles to meet Tag's demands as she has to take care of a few girls with meningitis instead of writing her wedding vows. Tag gets agitated.
Well, what do you want me to do?
Nothing. Let's forget it. Let's bag the vows, huh?
Tag,
No, just
come
forget
on.
it. It's not worth it, huh?
Dr. Swift has a frank discussion with Green about his behavior at work. He criticizes his attitude and says that his head isn't in the game.
You treat me like a med student, not someone who's been chief resident for almost a year.
You don't act like it. David Morgenstern told me you were the most impressive resident he'd ever seen. And I'm thinking, is this the same guy? You come in late, your attitude's bad. It's like you don't even want to be here. I don't stand in front of the board all day because I want to. I do it because from what I've seen, your head's not in the game.
While the staff are talking about their student loans, Benton basically calls Carter out in front of all of them.
Must be nice not to have to worry about loans, huh, Carter?
Check on these films.
Is Carter loaded?
He went to school with that Davis guy's son. What do you think?
So are we talking millions? Or possibly tens of millions?
Mark and his team treat a kid with a coat hanger stuck in his mouth. Swift and Green finally work together efficiently.
You got a clear ankle?
Yeah.
Pulse ox is improving. 85.
That's good. Get a good bite.
Okay, tie it up. Let me get it out of your way.
Carter has trouble writing his evaluation himself for ER sub-I since Benton didn't want to do it.
How do you feel about yourself?
I'd rather not.
Carter, come on, let me see. Conscientious, hardworking, earnest, and ever punctual? Carter, this sounds like a recommendation for a train conductor. Seriously, Benton could do better.
Benton talks to Jeannie and he's surprised by how flustered he is around her.
So maybe I'll see you.
Great. Okay, see ya.
Doug cheers Jake on playing basketball. While he's running across the pitch after hitting the baller catches him skipping the bag. Doug, being hyped up for Jake, lies to the referee.
Yeah, can you touch the bag or not? Hey, touch the bag! Call is good, home run!
That guy's a liar! You're a liar! You cheat!
Batter up!
Later, Jake gets upset at Doug for lying about him and being unfair, even though it was within his favor.
Okay, I screwed up today. I got caught up in the excitement, and I did the wrong thing.
You lied.
Yes, I did, and there is no excuse for that. All right, you know what I just did was what my old man would have done. You know, he's a good guy in a lot of ways. He's just... Maybe I'm not very good at this father stuff. I'm sorry that I let you down.
Carter tells Benton he wants a surgical sub-eye, but Benton thinks Carter doesn't know what he really wants. Carter ends up ripping his ER evaluation.
See you in the morning.
Tag reads his wedding vows to Carol. They end up talking about if Carol truly loves him.
So do you feel the same way?
Of course.
You don't seem too happy lately. You're up half the night.
Tag, I love you and I want to marry you. Okay?
Peter's brother notices his more than friendly relationship with the Jeannie Boulay.
She's married, man.
You don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, yeah, right. That's why when she comes around, you start talking like Barry White. Hey, baby. What's up? And that look she gives you? Hope you know what you're doing, man. Darling, I can't get enough of your love, baby. Oh, I don't know why, I don't know why, I don't know why. Can't get enough of your love, baby. Oh, man.
Susan is upset at Chloe for not taking the pregnancy seriously due to her continued smoking habits and is not visiting a doctor for a checkup. Susan is finally through with Chloe.
You're throwing me out?
God!
My own sister.
Stop it, Chloe, stop. I'm not going to let you guilt me into taking care of you again.
Come on, Susie, you're making good money.
Perfect.
You're not even here half the time.
Damn it, I have spent my whole life bailing you out, and I've had it. You understand? No more, this is it.
Where am I supposed to go?
You're 34 years old, Chloe. Figure something out.
A radiology doctor bumps into Carter and mentions how he saw his profile in the dating profile book from earlier.
I saw you in the cabbie's book.
Uh-huh.
Actually, that's the reason I came down here.
Uh-huh.
Want to get something to eat?
Uh-huh.
You do speak English, don't you?
Uh-huh.
You're kind of weird.
Green goes back to Jen's place and she finally lets him, you know.
Daddy?
Go back to bed, sweetheart.
My tummy hurts.
Go back to bed, honey. I'll be in a minute.
But my tummy hurts. I want Daddy to fix it.
Come here, Sugar Plum.
Episode 24, Motherhood. The episode starts off with Chloe waking Susan up because she's ready for labor.
Are you having contractions?
Every couple minutes.
Why did you wait so long?
I had some stuff to do. I had to take a shower, pack the baby clothes.
Chloe, your contractions are 2 minutes apart. We should be at the hospital.
Well, I thought you needed to sleep.
Oh, you picked a hell of a time to start being considerate.
Susan rushes Chloe up to the hospital with John Carter helping.
What help me? And this he hates it. Have you ever had a baby? You think that really helps? Just give me some drugs.
While Chloe's giving birth, Carter helps with some sick jams.
French?
After singing Blackbird to calm her nerves, Chloe finally gives birth to a baby girl, Susie.
Chloe, she's beautiful. She's a beautiful
baby girl. My nuts.
Chloe, you did it.
We did it, Susie. We did it.
Carter gets to actively participate in a surgery with Benton. This heightens Carter's hopes of getting a surgical sub-internship.
Get ready to advance the cath.
Say when.
Okay. Now.
Diane Lee is asked for Doug's help in finding a place. When she suggests that there might be a room for Doug, he gets pretty nervous.
Do you think that we're ready?
Well, I think I'm probably more ready than you are, but I'm in no hurry.
Carol panics about her wedding as all her plans are falling apart.
Don't say anything. It's only a wedding. So what if the caterer's just canceled and the bridesmaids' dresses are late, the relatives are early? I'm sure this is going to make me a much better person.
Dr. Green calls Carter to tell him some good news about his ER subway application, but unfortunately Carter declines as his end goal is to be a surgeon.
Well, I'm grateful for the ER sub-I, but I guess I'm gonna have to decline.
Benton came through at the surgical?
No, not exactly. Not yet. But I think surgery is what I want.
More like being a real doctor?
No, of course not.
The surgeons, they get all the glory. We're just a middleman. Don't worry, Carter. You're gonna do great at whatever you choose.
Susan and Chloe's mother visits Chloe to see her new grandchild.
It almost makes me glad you got yourself knocked up.
Mom.
What's the matter, Susie Cakes? Am I embarrassing you?
Linda comes back and invites Doug over for a thick milkshake, but he rebuffs her efforts.
God, you're being good. Glad I knew you when you were bad. See ya.
Out of the blue, Susan's mother suddenly tells Susan that she can't take care of Chloe's child for reasons. Susan gets mad at her since she doesn't trust Chloe with a baby.
Well, what the hell am I supposed to do with her? She doesn't have any money. She doesn't have a place to live. This is your granddaughter we're talking about.
Susan, don't you throw that in my face. Now, I did my best with you girls. But I can't do it again. I don't want to do it again. I had my kids, Susie. I'm done.
Carol and Susan have a chill sunbathing session on the building's roof.
I'm going to Hawaii.
Oh man, you can definitely tell this was directed by Quentin Tarantino. That isn't a joke, by the way. Quentin Tarantino actually directed this particular episode. Other trademarks of his include Susan wearing a Years of My Sam t-shirt, Chloe and Susan singing Blackbird by the Beatles during When Chloe Gives Birth,
Blackbird singing in the dark. Take these broken wings and learn to fly.
and a scene where a woman literally bites another woman's ear off, similar as to how a cop's ear gets cut off in Reservoir Dogs.
Hey, what's going on? You hear that?
Yeah, now you're paying attention, huh? Chloe starts crying on the stairs and Susan comes up to her. Chloe expresses her worries about raising the child and wonders if she would be the right mum.
Oh, baby is so small, Susie. And I just started thinking about all the bad stuff that can happen, you know, and how do I keep it from happening?
What are you talking about?
Mom and Dad couldn't keep it from happening.
Nothing's going to happen. The baby's fine.
Briefly, as Susan finishes talking to Chloe, she passes by Benton. You can hear a conversation between him and Hicks.
Decision's made, Peter. That's all there is to it.
Look, I've trained this guy all year.
Ah, shit. Anyway, the team of doctors treat some critical patients. One of the patients wakes up and gets disruptive.
Get out!
To make matters worse, another woman comes in the trauma room and beats up one of the patients.
Focus, Carter. Do your chest beat.
A lot of anger, huh? Anyways, after the patients are sent up to surgery, Dr. Hicks tells Carter directly that he didn't make it for the surgical sub-eye, as there was someone more qualified.
We had a number of excellent candidates this year for the surgical sub-internship. The selection process was very difficult. And while you've done some excellent work, another applicant was more qualified. I'm sure you do well in whatever else you choose.
Benton gets an urgent call from his mother's nursing home. He rushes over there only to find out that his mother just died from cardiac arrest. Doug asks Mark for some advice on how to respond to Diane's request to move in with her.
If I make it, you're ready, and if I don't, you're not.
Carter talks to Dr. Lewis and mentions that he's having second thoughts about what he wants. Really, he just wants to know if it's possible to do an ER sub-by after getting rejected from a surgical one.
No, I was just thinking that maybe the ER is really what I want. What do you think Dr. Green would say if I told him that I changed my mind?
Well, I think he'd say it's too late. He offered it to Garreau.
I suppose she said yes.
I think so.
Diane Lees finds out the hard way that Doug is not yet ready for a serious relationship, as she catches him with his former lover Linda.
Diane, listen to me. All right, no, wait, I want you to listen to me.
I've done
All right,
that
hey,
already.
okay, don't do this. Okay,
No,
do this.
don't you do this. Don't tell me it's not what I think when you're standing there lying. You are lying, aren't
Yes,
you?
oh yes, I am lying. Maybe that's because the idea of you and I moving in together was something that I wasn't ready for.
You could have just said that.
It's because I'm scared and I was stupid and I'm sorry. Give me another chance.
No.
It won't happen again.
Yes, it will.
Come on, Diane!
Carol and Jen have a laugh over pizza.
Hi, what's going on?
Premarital advice.
Jeannie Boulet finds Peter, who is still mourning over his mother's recent passing. Jeannie reassures him.
I can't hold her. I can't touch her. I can't do anything to keep her.
Episode 25, Everything Old is New Again. And finally, we reach the season finale of the first season. Similar to how Dr. Green was woken up in episode 1, and how Dr. Lewis was woken up in episode 2, Carter is woken up by Nurse Malik to work up a patient.
Carter, wake up!
Yeah.
GSW to the head coming in. Benton's in surgery and Green's got an MI. Carter!
What?
Let's go!
Since there are no doctors around and Carter is the only medical staff member in the room who isn't a nurse, he has to take a lot of responsibility and lead the team, including having to intubate a patient.
He's hypoxic and pal. Needs a crank.
I can't do it. Really, I can't.
Somebody do something!
Alright, get the crank tray.
Even then, Benton reminds Carter to return his lab coat and ID by the end of the shift, as it is his last day.
Last day, right? All right, don't forget to turn in your lab coat and your ID. You'll get your deposit back.
Susan prepares to go to Carol's wedding and leaves Chloe with her baby, Susie.
You're not strong enough, Suze.
Chloe, you're doing great. Listen, I'm already running late. Please do the laundry. The machines are in the basement. The wedding starts at 5, so I have to be back here by 3 to start getting ready, okay?
Dr. Benton asks Carter to do a course evaluation, basically a grading paper on Benton. Carter is obviously stoked.
Carter, I need your course evaluation by noon.
By what?
Course evaluation. Your assessment of your ER trauma rotation.
What, I get to grade you?
Just get a form from Rolando and put it in Dr. Hicks's bottle.
Is he joking?
Nope.
Oh, there is a God.
Just to let you know, this episode has the funniest scenes of Carter, and you'll see why. Carter asks Haley for advice on how to grade Benton. Haley's criticism of Benton isn't exactly constructive.
The resident made himself available to answer questions. No. 2?
I'd go for a 1.
1? Really? Seems kind of harsh.
We're talking about Benton here.
Mwah! 1.
While treating a patient, Dr. Swift and Green clash once again. Dr. Swift disagrees with Green's suggestion of a scan for pulmonary embolism, but Dr. Green does it anyway behind Swift's back.
You're grasping at straws. Give her thiamine, folate, multivites, rehydrate her with D5NS, support her pressure with dopamine, and then admit her to telemetry for serial EKGs and enzymes.
Get her to radiology and get a BQ scan. Do Swift's orders and scan her anyway.
After Green's assumption was correct, Swift thanks him for the initiative.
Did you book an OR? Well, what are you waiting for? Go ahead, move her. Go, go!
He then tells him that there's going to be a malpractice suit against him for the Jody O'Brien case.
We got served today on your preeclampsia. Malpractice.
Jody O'Brien?
Yeah. Wrongful death, pain and suffering, the usual. What, you didn't think they would?
Wasn't sure.
Come see me later, we'll talk it out.
Carter oversees a kid of cancer who's very rude, but only because of the constant treatment that he has to get for his condition. Carter tries to cheer him up.
I'm bored.
Well, I could get you a VCR from Pediatrics. You could watch a video.
I don't want to watch TV. I'm sick of TV.
Last chance. Suit yourself.
After he turns in his course evaluation, Carter gets told by Benton that one of the chosen surgical sub-eye candidates quit to choose orthopedics, so that leaves one spot open for Carter to join.
Wilkins decided to take the orthopedic sub-eye, so the surgical sub-eye is left open. Left us hanging. You want it or not?
In the ER?
Yeah, look, I'm in a hurry. Yes or no?
I got it!
Carter.
Yeah, I want it. I definitely want it.
Okay. September 5 a.m. Don't be late.
Okay, thank you.
He's excited at first, but then shits his pants after realizing something.
Oh.
Get drunk for me.
Free champagne, get the counter.
Rolando? What? What happened to all the stuff that was in Dr. Hicks's box? My course evaluation that I turned in this morning is gone!
After handing Green a malpractice file, Swift, despite all the grievances, decides to offer Green a position as an attending physician in County Hospital.
Thank you.
Benton and Jeannie talk during lunch. Jeannie expresses regret over the amount of intimacy they both shared when he was mourning his mother's death.
Yeah, but...
Sorry. I can't do this.
Do what?
I like you, Peter, but I don't know.
Susan comes back home to dress up for the wedding. She finds out that Chloe left the baby behind at home.
Oh, yeah, it's okay. It's all right. It's all right.
Carter asks Dr. Hicks to have his course evaluation back so he can revise it. Hicks tells him some interesting information, like how Benton gave Carter a surprisingly high grade.
An exceptional student, well-trained, superior diagnostic skills, fast learner, dedicated, selfless, excellent bedside manner with patients, far more successful at dealing with the patient's emotional needs than this instructor, highly intelligent. You want to hear more? It concludes, one of the finest students I've ever had the opportunity to work with, recommend high honors.
He gave me high honors.
Luckily for him, though, Hicks gives Carter another crack at the evaluation.
And Carter, I don't want it back at a 40. Be honest, fair.
Right, 38 okay?
Yeah, something like that.
Dr. Rostow notices a cancer kid with a general infection, but the kid has to wait in the hospital a few moments longer. Carter, being an epic gamer, brings out Mortal Kombat.
Come on, you can be anybody you want.
Johnny Cage.
What?
I get to be Johnny Cage.
Okay, right.
I thought you said you knew how to play.
I do. I just know them more by their colors.
Diamond match.
So how much is that going to cost me?
Depends on if you really know how to play.
All right, you're on.
Susan finally makes it for Carol's wedding. The bridesmaids get to see Carol in her wedding dress. Unfortunately, they still have to wait for the groom, Tag.
All we need now is the groom.
Benton sees a patient he treated that died. Considering his mother's recent passing, he's somewhat pathetic and pays his respects. Carol finds her husband-to-be Tag sitting on a bench. Tag asks Carol a very important question, which leads to a very important decision.
I was waiting in the sacristy, and I was thinking that you really don't love me. And I've known it all along, and I've just been kidding myself.
I wouldn't be marrying you if I didn't love you.
I wake up every morning and I thank God for bringing you into my life. I wake up in the middle of the night sometimes just to watch you sleep. Or at the movies and your hand brushes against mine, I can hardly breathe. You love me like that, Carol. If you care at all about me, please tell me the truth.
No. I don't. But I do love you, Tag. And I want to be with you.
Thank you.
Jake decides to give Doug a visit. Doug explains what happened between him and Diane, and he explains it like a YouTube apology.
I know that you think that I'm a good guy, but I'm not really. I don't know why I hurt people sometimes. I did something with another woman that I shouldn't have done, and your mother found out about it, and now she doesn't want me to come around anymore.
Oh.
You and I can't hang out. I never meant to hurt you.
The one with the nice clothes and all the hair?
Yeah, the one with all the hair. I'm sorry, buddy.
I gotta go. My mom would be mad if she knows.
While Carter and the kid are playing Mortal Kombat, Carter tells a story about how his brother suffered from leukemia.
He used to pick on me all the time. Come up and hit me. I wasn't expecting it for no reason. What? Come on. Yeah, he hated my mom for babying him. He just wanted to be a regular kid. So he took it out on me. He was just, pretending he could still do everything that he used to, but he couldn't. Your turn.
Did he make it?
No, he died. But he had AML, which is a lot harder to beat. It was a long time ago. Medicines are a lot better now. And the kids are a lot tougher.
Despite the wedding being called off between Carol and Tag, the reception still carries on and the guests have some food.
We got lobster?
Big ones. Size of your head.
You guys are gonna eat?
They're not gonna miss a couple of plates worth.
Mommy, I'm hungry.
Come on, Rach.
Mark,
She's hungry.
anybody want a drink?
Uh-huh.
Gin and tonic.
Shiva straight up.
Doug reassures Carol after he sees her crying at the church.
Why can't I fall in love with a nice guy? Someone who loves me, who wants to be with me, who's honest and decent.
Boring.
God, he was dull. All that talk about fly fishing and bowling, and his glory days playing football in college.
Bowling.
Yeah.
Carter and Benton say some nice things about each other as they're packing up for the end of the day.
I just want to say thank you for everything. I learned a lot.
Have a good summer.
You too.
Carter. You're gonna make a good doctor.
Thanks.
Carol sees everyone still celebrating and having fun despite everything that's happened. She then delivers a speech.
Oh, I'm sure all this is gonna hit me tomorrow.
Wait till you get the bar bill.
No, that's going to tag. I don't know what to say. I don't know what the future holds. But I guess I'm just lucky to be alive and to have so many good friends who care for me. It's been a wonderful year because of all of you.
The kid's sister thanks Carter for helping him out and making an impact. Carter then realizes the amount of potential he has as a doctor and leaves the hospital after the end of his shift with a bright future ahead of him.
What you did for my brother today, I hope that just once in my life I can make a difference like that in someone else's life. Thanks.
No, Sarah, thank you.
What's this? Your deposit? The lab coat? Hey, don't be a stranger, okay? Come by and see us sometime.
No, I'm coming back in the fall.
All right, I'll see you then. ER.
Okay, what do we got? 15-year-old GSW to the head, trifles up to 711, 10 liters O2, BP's 90 over 60, pulse 120. We started too long, unfortunately. All right.
And that, my friends, is season 1. This script took literal months to write, but that's because I had other stuff in the way, and I was debating as to whether this video was worth making or not. I appreciate the positive response I got in part 1, so thank you guys. Also, I just want to mention while writing this script for part 2, the actor for Nurse Malik, D, actually passed away at the age of 55. If you don't know, he was that nurse who rugby tackled a patient and, in the previous part, was spitting some epic bars.
Snowing outside, brothers in the C-town are ready to die.
Anyway, rest in peace to him. I haven't seen him in any other stuff, but he's good in ER as Malik. In fact, I actually find Malik to be one of my favourite side characters. He's also a mainstay throughout the entire series from seasons 1 to 15, so there you have it. Anyway, I just wanted to get that out of the way. Thanks for watching, like and subscribe. Let me know if I should structure things a bit differently, because I know these are long videos and they also take long to write and voice and edit. Other than that, cheers to a video covering season 2. Bye bye. Also, please join my Discord server, link in the description. Follow me on Twitter as well. Okay, thanks, bye.